Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
Good evening. Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media. All right, guys. So we are in a little, I guess, maybe or maybe not, is she or is she, what is going on scenario. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about Kelsey Mitchell. It seems like a lot of people, a lot of fans is wondering why haven't the Indiana Fever Cored Kelsey Mitchell yet? Is they going to let her walk? Well, I mean, there could be a lot of different things, to be honest with you. It's because if anybody has followed sports, especially when it comes down to free agency, either it's the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, whatever the case might be, you know how this time of the year works. Free agency works. Now, the WNBA is a little different, but it works in the same concept, especially when it comes down to the core tag. Excuse me. The core tag is basically just like the NFL, a free agency, a franchise tag. And what it does, it just holds the player in place. The player does have the right, and as many times I have came on this channel, I have talked about it, brought information, in which I will do again tonight about it. And you have to understand, instead of just trying to figure out why this person ain't signing or what's going on this person, is this person going to be a free agent or is this person going to just walk out the door? No, it's a whole lot that goes behind this stuff, because a person that is not core yet, that doesn't mean the person is not going to be on the team. It doesn't mean if the person is going to be on the team. It's just the thing about it is that the core is it's just way of keeping the player, from signing elsewhere. Because if the player signs the core tag, that means that player cannot sign elsewhere, negotiate with another team. Now, if the player gets a core tag and does not sign it, then that player could say, hey, I want to be traded somewhere else. And then the team has to find a trade partner for this player. And if the players get traded, now, again, a player can get cored and get traded being cored. But if they get cored to another team, that does not mean that team has to core that player. That core tag does go away once that player is traded from that team. So I just want to make that perfectly clear with y'all. So in the case of Kelsey Mitchell right now, because I'm going to dive into a lot of stuff. With Kelsey Mitchell, she actually is a unique situation right now because she's not into a rush. You still have until the 20th, which is next Monday. You have to the 20th. There's no rush. Now, there's a scenario if the Indiana Fever probably have talked to her, could have worked out some kind of deal and say, hey, okay, we make an announcement on the 21st that you sign. We reach a terms because you can't sign until February 1st, but we reach a agreement. Now, we all know that Kelsey Mitchell cannot go nowhere else. I mean, she could go somewhere else and take less money, but the Indiana Fever is the only team that can pay her set amount of dollars on that core tag. It's a core max supermax deal. Now, Say for instance, South, before I even dive into it, I'm gonna pull up something real quick. All right, these are the four ladies that had just been cored this week: Kelsey Plum, Gabby Williams, Brianna Stewart, and Satu Sabli. Now we already know that Satu Sabli was going to be traded. I mean, going to be scored. She made an announcement that she played her last game with the Indiana Fever. I'm dang, I'm thinking she on the Indiana Fever already with the Dallas Wings. So we already know that from the get-go. Kelsey Plum is a unique situation also because guess why? She opted out of playing in the Unrivaled. Now, what does that spell for her? Who knows? Because we knew she was going into a free agent year. So she got cored by the Las Vegas Aces. Now, there are been rumblings, don't know for a fact, but there has been rumblings that she wants out of LA. So she could be one to go to any team. Who knows? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But she's gone. She wants to leave. Now, whatever her reasons for leaving LA, hey, that's up to her. I'm just here to do other things. Now, we got Brianna Stewart. We already know that Brianna Stewart was going to sign back with the New York Liberty. It just made sense to call her because she could get the max money on that deal. That's why they call her. If Brianna Stewart had said, I'll sign with you, and then she could have signed for a deal less than what the Supermax core deal tag is for. So she could have taken less money. Now she already, mind you, she's already been cored once with the New York Liberty. She can't be cored again after this year. So next year she's going to be a complete free agent. You know. Now in terms, they say in the rules say you could be cored 3 times. Now I'm hearing that she can't be cored. You can't be cored more than 2 times. And with the new CBA, Brianna Stewart knows this. You know what I'm saying? Because now she won't be with the Liberty. She could go negotiate a higher contract with the Liberty. And anybody that wants to sign her has to pay her what she's worth. Because now she's a WNBA champion. She's been in the league. And she's already getting up there in age. I think she'll be 30, probably 32 next year. So she's going to try to get the most money that she can. And now she's already developed her own league and rival. So maybe she's looking for her last big contract next year. And then after that, she's probably going to focus on she'll probably still playing the W, but she won't make the money that she wants to. So she's probably banking on a rival to do well in the next few years. So, but that's nevertheless for Brianna Stewart. Brianna Stewart, she's cored. So, and this is her last season to be cored. So therefore, she could be looking for a new team next year as well. All right. Now you got Gabby Williams. Now, Gabby Williams played over there for French. She played in the Olympics last year. She was already been a part of the Seattle Storm. Now, she talked about liking the Storm, being with the Storm and everything like that. And now it made sense for the Storm to core her because now you got a situation that Jewel Lloyd wants out of the organization. So you got Jewel Lloyd wants to move on. And they have to find a trade partner for her. So it makes sense to core Gabby Williams because you don't want to lose 2 good players. Trade in Jewel Lloyd and then Gabby Williams go sign with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I didn't feel like Gabby Williams was going to go play with somebody else. She loves Seattle. She likes the team. So now she can get more touches because if you potentially move on from Jewel Lloyd, Gabby Williams could fill that role now. She could score. She could be more of a scorer because when she came at the Olympics, she came over. Gabby Williams, she really didn't score much. She didn't really do too much. I didn't see enough from her. I saw a lot of her in the Olympics, but I didn't see nothing from her in the WNBA. And maybe her game might, I won't say, I don't want to say not translate, but I feel like her game has to catch up a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes it happens with a lot of international players. Their game might look really good overseas, and then they get into the pros, it doesn't look good. They struggle. Not say all of them, but some of them does. So and then you have Nikola Milovic, somebody who I covered for free agency, and I felt like the Indiana Fever could get her, but the Chicago Sky owns the rights to her, so they most likely gonna keep her, because with the situation with Kennedy Carter, they probably most likely gonna move off for her and let her be a complete free agent and not try to call her or nothing like that. So, but like I said, everybody still has to the 20th to core a player. So it doesn't mean if a player is not cored yet, that doesn't mean that they're gonna let them walk out the door. It's more to this than just saying, oh, they're not gonna walk out the door. So now you got a couple of dates here. You know what I'm saying? A couple of dates that's going to help alleviate some of this nonsense that everybody just scrambling around trying to figure out and whatever the case may be. And it's, to me, it's not that. It's I feel like at the end of the day that you have to really understand what the free agency and the dates are working with. Like again, I said that because Kelsey Mitchell hasn't signed with the Fever, that doesn't mean that the Fever are dragging their feet with her. That does not mean that the Fever is planning on letting her walk away. That does not mean that the Fever um, looking at other options. It just means that they could be working behind the scenes and they're not allowing everything to be out in the open. There's sometimes when there's no news, there's news. That's just how it is. Everything doesn't need to be reported on. Everything doesn't need to put out there. You know, like everybody, like we all assuming and have an assumption or, that Satu is going to sign with the Fever. And she has did some things that kind of like alluded to, she might be a Fever. But at the end of the day, I just not going to just say every time something comes out, I'm just jumping on it. I'm just picking and choosing my spots to what I need to cover, what's going to be substantial. Because at the end of the day, my job is to bring information, the right information. Just not every time something's out there, it just has to be covered. It has to be, for me, it has to be worth for me to cover it. If it's not worth for me to cover it, I'm not going to cover it. That's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? But now we do got like I said, I got information to break down this core situation, the free agency, and help y'all understand a little bit more how this stuff works. Because there's a lot of us that's out there covering a lot of material from Unrivaled, certain players, free agency, core players, whatever the case might be. A lot of us covering this stuff. But now, let's look at this real quick. All right, so January the 11th to the 20th, teams can make qualifying offers and core players' destination. That means that they could give a player the core destination under the rules that the max amount of money that's for that core player. So that's why I say that Breonna Stewart signed that deal because she wanted the max money from it. It's not that she didn't want the max money from it. She could have just said, hey, I'm going to take less money. They could have made some moves to go for Satu. Now that she signed max money, can they still make a deal for Satu? Yeah, they could, because the fact they could trade off Lainey Hamilton. But But what if Lainey Hamilton goes to Dallas and don't want to play for Dallas? You know what I'm saying? Then Dallas is stuck. Then they have to find a trade partner for her because she don't want to be there. So, but the New York Liberty is built for another championship run, and they most likely not going to give away players. So now the next day is the January the 21st. Teams are being negotiated with. Teams can begin negotiating with free agents, but no deals can be signed. And that means that anybody that is not core is a complete free agent, not restricted, not reserved, or whatever the case may be, a free agent completely. That means you got players out there like Izzy Harrison. You got Ariel Powers. You got a few of them out there that they can negotiate deals. Even some foreign players overseas, you can negotiate deals with them and say, hey, okay, boom. I want to bring this person in. I want to bring Janelle Salas in overseas. She said they negotiate a deal. They say, okay, they got it in place. Guess what? February 1st, she signs that deal. She's part of that team. And that's where it comes up at. February 1st, players can officially sign contracts and offer sheets. So now this right here, I think that February the 1st is too long. Too long. Because if you can negotiate with free agents and deals cannot be signed yet, why wait to almost 10 days to have players sign a contract? You'll think that, hey, you could negotiate deals and you could sign, say, 5 days after. Then that'll give the chance for the players to be with the team, start being with their teams and start getting acclimated with the team. Because you think about it, February 1st, you still got probably games going on, basketball games with these foreign teams going on, and then some of these players gonna have to try to get back to these teams in the amount of time. Because what I think the season started in May. I think the preseason, the training camp starts around by April, I think, something like that. So it's what it is. But nevertheless, the February 1st, players can sign contracts and offer sheets. Now, the next part of this is that what's a unrestricted free agent? An unrestricted free agent can talk to and sign with any team, unrestricted. That means they're a complete free agent. So they can negotiate on the 21st, but they can't sign a contract, official contract to February 1st. Now, restricted free agent means a player could talk to and sign with any team, but their previous team has the rights to match any offer they receive. Now, I want y'all to listen to something what I'm about to say to you. DeJounte Carrington is very interesting right now because I do believe the New York Liberty wants DeJounte Carrington more than they want Satu Sabally. Because the fact of the matter is, you look at the Connecticut Suns, Breonna Stewart, DeWanna Bonner, and Alyssa Thomas, they're all free agents right now. Free agents. Most likely, Connecticut has not cored any one of them players yet. And if they don't court them by the 20th, then all three of them free agents walks. Then they know that they got to deal with DeJounte Carrington, who's a restricted free agent, because the fact of the matter is, if New York Liberty offer her a contract and the Suns can't match it, then she walks, and they will not get nothing for her. She walks completely. That's just like how it is in NFL. So now, reserve free agents is players who hit the free agent with fewer than 3 years of service, their previous team has exclusive negotiation rights as long as they extend a qualified offer. So that means if they have more than 3 years, they I do. That's what I was trying to think about because I think Nikola Milovic, she has more than 3 years. I think she has more than 3 years with the Sky. I'm not sure. I'm not. Don't quote me on it. I'm not sure. Pretty much sure, but I do believe she does. And if that's the case, she she could sign with any team. She don't have to sign with them. But if she doesn't, if she has fewer than 3 years, then her team has exclusive rights to negotiate as long as they extend an offer, in which they did extend a qualifying offer with her. So that doesn't mean she stays with the team. You know what I'm saying? They could negotiate her rights as long as they extend an offer to her. But I don't think that you know you know she wants to stay with the team. Now we've seen this a lot last year with the 10-day contracts and all of this stuff um, with certain players like Odyssey Sims and Celeste Taylor. A suspended contract when a contract expires is in rare cases, players' contracts will expire while they are suspended per the collective bargaining agreement. These players are found to be withholding service and practice. These players are treated like reserve free agents. They, through their previous team, does not have to extend a qualified offer. Okay, now that one is particular. You know why? Because that happened to Damaris Dantas. Because Damaris Dantas had got hurt and she had to go back overseas to take care of her family, and where she was rehabilitating, and they had suspended her contract. But once she came back, she was still on the team. You know what I'm saying? So these are some of the things that we have to break down and continue to look into, because when we say free agents or a player that's being cored, everybody just scrambles around and says, oh, well, this person could go here, this person could go here. No, it's not like that at all. You know what I'm saying? A core player can be cored and can be traded if they demand a trade, because they don't have to sign that core sheet. And they also, if they don't want to be traded and they don't want to play for that team anymore, and the team doesn't find a suitable team for them, that player most likely will sit out for the season. You know what I'm saying? The player most likely will sit out for the season, and then guess what? That player will still be on the books till next year. But in most cases, teams will work with a player, try to find them a better place to go, and try to get some compensation for them, and then move on. And like I said, Satu cases, she's already wants to move on. We haven't heard anything about Kelsey Mitchell saying she wants to move on. She says she will take her time and explore free agent, but like I said, she's not going to get paid more anywhere else than she will get paid with the Indiana Fever. And while Kelly and Amber, they keeping things under wrap and keeping things behind closed doors, is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean we're not gonna keep her. It doesn't mean she's gonna walk. It just means that we still have to Monday. And once Monday comes, then guess what's gonna happen? Then we'll find out. Until then, everybody just need to relax. Everybody just need to relax. Trust me, the Fever got something cooking. And if you don't believe it, just be patient and watch. Sometimes when teams are trying to formulate a plan to build a team and get the right people in place, they're not going to tip their hand. They're not going to just come out and, oh, we signed to this. You look at it in the NFL many times, top players. Oh, this person's going to sign this way. This person's going to sign this way. and next minute that player is going. He's either getting traded or he's signing with another team. So we could think one way, but sometimes it predictably be another way. That's just how it is. But again, like, comment, subscribe, continue to support the channel. But until the next episode, I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.